scary logos. Logos that can confuse, disturb, and even scare the viewer, ranging in intensity from being uttered oddballs to being the stuff of nightmares. And that's what we're talking about today!
Hello everybody, JK2 here.
And with Spooky Month finally upon us, I thought it would be fun to take a look at my top 10 scary logos. Now keep in mind, I'm not really scared of any logos except for only one. So every single logo on this list except for number 1 is one that I've been scared of in the past or was merely startled by, depending on how high they are on the list. Now then, no more dilly-dallying, let's begin. Number 10. Sinister Cinema. Now I'm gonna admit, when I first saw this logo, I was just merely startled, not scared. The appearance of the bat just freaks me out a little bit, but that's it. That's all that really put me off about this logo for a while. I wasn't necessarily scared, nor was I a fan. I didn't mind it, but it did fascinate me for a time. And the ironic thing is, I'm not a fan of horror flicks. To be fair, I'm honestly surprised this logo didn't give me nightmares from the get-go. But in this case, it is actually intentional that they're trying to be scary, because of the fact that they're a horror film company that release VHSs and possibly DVDs of horror shows and movies. Number 9. KWSU. Okay, now here's where we actually get into the scary territory. This logo scared me for years, until roughly 2018 odd, when I was in my early teens, and I finally managed to overcome my fear of this thing. And I honestly think it's kind of obvious to find the cause of what scared me out to death of it. That rise of the Moog at the end of the logo is what creeped me out the most. And to me, it sounded almost like a sense of impending doom whenever this logo came on. And because of that, poor little old me had to either skip the logo entirely or cower in the back of the room without looking at my screen. It still gives me shivers just thinking about those moments. Number 8. API. What the hell? Are you trying to hypnotize me or something? Now keep in mind, this logo was made in the swinging 60s. I kid you not, the 60s. And even then, audio-wise, this is way off the goddamn charts. And not to mention, this one took longer for me to recover from. Oh my god. I thankfully don't have epilepsy, but if I did, I probably would have feared this logo a lot more than I did actually back then. And just like every other logo on this list, I feel very, very sorry for the people who were actually scared of this thing half to death. Number 7. The Nick Fish. Yeah, basic, innit? I actually saw this on one of the SpongeBob DVDs I used to own, and I was immediately freaked out by it. Trust me, huh? I mean, don't get me wrong, SpongeBob was my childhood, and I bet it was for so many others as well. But this logo alone is what made me stop watching SpongeBob on DVD altogether. And that still carries on today. But it's not like I'm scared of this logo now, far from it. I don't mind it, but it still gives me an uncanny feeling every time I see it on my screen. Number 6. Playhouse Disney Original. Okay, I'm admitting it, this one's a bit of a 50-50. I was and wasn't scared of this. I saw this at the end of most of my Mickey Mouse Clubhouse DVDs and reruns on Disney Junior. Don't get me wrong, that was my childhood, but this logo just gave me that weird uncanny feeling that I just couldn't shake off. I think it was because of the music, to be fair, which fun fact was actually taken from the earlier logos that this company had. But to be fair, I don't know exactly what caused me to feel so uncanny about the logo. It might have been the background, it could have been the music, or a combination of both, who knows? It was that long ago, I do not remember. Also, I'm just gonna say it, their shows were peak.
I mean, I can remember watching the Book of Pooh a fair bit when I was a little one. And while we're on the topic of the Book of Pooh, number 5, Shadow Projects. Basic, but brutal. This was seen on not only Winnie the Pooh, but also Bear in the Big Blue House, which this company also produced. Both of which were a big part of my childhood, especially in my early years of preschool. The only reason I saw this logo was because I stuck around until the credits of the Book of Pooh and it scared me after death. But I am going to be fair and easy on this because of the fact that it has very basic animation, so it was kind of obvious it would have a jump scare element to it, even if it was accidental. Also unrelated, but the Book of Pooh theme is just so easy to sing along to. I can sing along to it all day long. Everyone knows he's Winnie the Pooh. Number 4, Nick is Kids.
Nick is. Nick is. Nick is. Kid.
Wow, 2 Nickelodeon logos on the same list. How ironic is that? This one I don't remember how I came across, unfortunately. However, this thing was that creepy because of the Nick logo acting like a heartbeat. I was scared of it for so many years until a few years ago. Summer of 2023 to be precise. I mean, holy Honda Lord, this ain't a horror film. I mean, you're the first network channel for kids, and you make a bumper that shows this? How is this targeted towards children? I mean, this has got to be one of, if not the most deranged logo on this list next to the number 1 spot, and it's obvious to see why. I mean, you're making a logo that looks horrific, and it's targeted towards young kids. They're gonna be traumatized by something like this. Well, you lot better get ready, because we got 3 more logos to get through, and this is where it starts to get into nightmare fuel territory. Here we go, everyone. Buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be one bumpy ride. Number 3, Valve Turning Head. Yes, everyone, we're going there. For those who are living under a rock, Valve Corporation are the people behind games such as Portal 2, Team Fortress 2, as well as some other ones which I can't name off the top of my head, but I know one of them I do believe was Counter-Strike. Heh, trust me for not knowing. I was honestly scared of this version because I was so used to the original version, which was static, to the point where I was like, what the hell is this? I did manage to recover my fear of it back in 2024, thankfully. But yeah, this thing still gives me the heebie-jeebies every now and again. However though, this actually was intentional. Unlike Sinister Cinema where they were directly horror-based, Valve is indirectly horror-based. Yes, their games do have very dark, horrific elements to them, which is probably why their logo's so freaky. Not to mention the logo's music, which you're actually hearing in the background right now, was actually from their very first game, Half-Life. Bet you never knew that, Number 2, Windchill Films. Okay, now this one was entirely intentional. Now this company was very short-lived and only made a couple horror films that we know of. And none of them that I can name, unfortunately. Again, I'm not into horror. And just like Sinister Cinema, this is entirely intentional, as it actually sets the viewers up for what they're about to watch. Many horror film companies will do this, such as Horror Factory, to name one example. It also gives off a sense of threat and danger, which is also intentional, and it works really well with the type of content that they made. So for a logo that used to scare me in my dreams all the time, I gotta give credit where it is due, because it actually works wonders in its job. Now before we get to number one, I gotta confess, I don't have any honorable mentions. And if you're wondering where Viacom, Screen Gems and Veed are on this list, they're nowhere because I'm not scared of them.
Haha, not scary, lol.
Anyway, time to move on to number one. Oh boy, number one. I'm going to admit it, I am scared of this logo so damn much, even as an adult, to the point where I actually can't show you the logo itself. However, I do have the courage, pun intended, to show you pictures. I do have the courage to show you it statically, but not under the actual animation. Look up the actual logo yourself if you want to have a little look. Just don't show me, whatever you do, please. Now then, here we go everyone. My number one scary logo is Stretch Films. Now look, I know what you're thinking. A mouth? Really, Jessica? Unfortunately, yes, as much as I hate to admit it, I am scared of a crudely drawn mouth of all things. I am so sorry. Now, for the few people who don't know who Stretch Films are, they are the company behind Courage the Cowardly Dog, one of the many cartoons on Cartoon Network, and one that I saw a couple episodes of when I was little. Yes, they did traumatize me to some degree, but I wasn't that freaked out, considering to everyone's surprise, it was just right for a kid's horror. And for heck's sake, this logo was John Ardilwa's idea. I mean, look at this guy. Look at him. Although, to be fair, he's a really funny guy, no matter where he is, interviews or otherwise, he's really silly and funny. In fact, what I'm about to say here is the truth and the truth alone. But once I actually emailed him asking him why a mouth for a logo, why not something more literal? And to my surprise, he replied. And he replied with, and I quote, "I have a fetish for crooked teeth and insane laughs. Who can explain the mysteries of mysteries?" So there you go, out of the horse's mouth. Pun not intended. And I'm not joking when I say this, but I've been scared of this logo for over half my life. Since I was 9 years old. Ever since, this thing has been the bane of my nightmares. I'm not joking. As soon as I see so much as this on my screen, that's it, I'm out. And with that, our scary escapade is over. Yay! About time too. To be honest, it was a lot of fun making this video, and I hope you all enjoyed this video as well. Have a happy October, and make sure you get a lot of candy on Halloween, especially if you're of the age. This is JK2, signing out. Peace!
Spooky, scary skeletons.